Hello, I'm Ken McNeil. I'm the author of The Pathway. At this point, you've read the book, at least down to the first half, which is the basic momentum strategy. So you've seen various charts that you like, that are outperforming, that you would want to own, others that you likely would like to buy in the future, if and when they start to outperform in the future. So there's a couple ways of monitoring these. Sure enough, you could go to the book and go down to the page that has those charts in it. Let's get down here. Here we go. So here we have, in this area here, those are the general ETFs. So we can certainly come here, click on these, look to buy them, or if we own them, to monitor them. For instance, let's just take a look at this one, the Canadian. Let's say we own this. What we see is that it's still outperforming the US market. So the green here is outperforming. Down here, it's above the zero reference line. So as per the book, the Canadian is outperforming the US. So you continue to own it. But you do want to monitor it in case it starts to underperform. Certainly, Donald Trump, the new president, wants to make America great again, and maybe that means that the US market will start to outperform the Canadian, in which case you'll be shifting. But that's one way of monitoring it. But I'll show you what I do. What I do is I send myself an email. I put on the email the charts I'm following, the ones I own, and the ones I wish I own. So there we go. Let's set up a new email. Okay, here we go. So let's give it a subject. My watch list. Here we go. Super simple. Let's do the US traded ETFs up here. Let's make a space for the Canadian ETFs here. Let's do something really sophisticated. Let's do a line across here. So the ones above the line are the ones that we own, and down below here, what we're going to do is put the watch list, the wish list. Let's call it the wish list. Okay, so let's go back to the book. There we are over here. Here's the book. And we're going to be copying this one that we own, Canada. Copy. And we go up here, and we're going to paste that in here. Put a couple spaces in. Go back to the book. Let's say we also own the, down here, this is the basic industry groups down here. Down here are the Canadian ones, so let's do this Canadian group here, Canadian Financials. They've been doing super. Once again, we'll go over here. Here we go. Here we have the financials in here. And so we add the things we own, and we put in also the things on our wish list. So let's take a look at this. I've moved ahead here. So these are all just cut and pasted from the other. Now, if you request it, email me. I will send you a one-page report that makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to do this. So let's take a look at that. Here it is here. This is a one-page report you can receive. And what it has here is all those general ETFs here from the book and the basic industry groups, Canadian and US, here. Now, this column here are exactly like the book. So if you click on the Canadian, it'll be exactly like the Canadian from the book. But those are 5-year long-term charts. In this report, I also give you a short-term chart as well. And that one is the last 6 months. So let's take a look at that, because it does allow you to see things a little bit clearer as far as actual crossing the line and so on and so forth. So here you see is 6 months. It's a little bit more up close, and you can see how things are going a little bit better. So let's say that we also own the energy. So from this report, we just copy here again, go over here and put in Canada the energy, and let's say from the US we go up here and put in another one that's now working out pretty well, which is the industrials. So from here we go copy, and we go up here and we put in the industrials up in the US side. So what I'm going to do is simply email that to myself, and away we go. Go back to my email program, and here it is. So I can leave it on my list of emails. I can put it into a subgroup on my email program. I use Outlook, but you might have a different kind of program. But here you go. I'm just going to bring up this email. If I want to look at, let's say, the industrials ETF, I just click on it, and there it is. Okay. I could be sitting in a restaurant waiting for somebody. I could be sitting at the breakfast table, and I want to look at something, just take a glance at it by looking at my email program on my smartphone or on my iPad or on my computer. So it's that simple. Now, if I want to make a change, let's go to there, and here we are. Let's say I want to make a change. Well, I send it back to myself. I do a reply, up it comes. Let's get rid of all this garbage here. And here it is. So I might want to make some changes. Let's say we have, let's say the industrials are sold. So let's say I want to move it. So I cut, but I still want to monitor it. If it ever starts going up again, starts outperforming again, I want to buy it, and here we go. And let's say the NASDAQ, let's say India, is finally started to outperform. So I cut, and I paste it up here into the things we own. Once again, I email that to myself. Go back to my email program. That's the old one. And it'll be coming to me in a second. So I've kind of replied to myself here. And it should be coming up any second now. There we go. So if I ever want to look at that again, here we go. Just click on it, up it comes, and I can be looking at it, seeing these charts, and so on and so forth. So that's how easy it is. And let's say, for example, quite often you don't have to be watching these things closely. Let's take a look at, for instance, the Canadian Financial ETF. What we see here is it's dramatically outperforming the Canadian market by 5 or 10%. So I don't have to be watching that every day. I can look at it every week or so. These things, we're not sitting on the edge of our seat every day worrying about whether things are going to go up or down. So it's very easy to monitor these. Now also on this thing I sent out, and it's also in the book, is this sector, this link down here. Now what that is a link to a company that does a lot of ETFs. They sponsor a lot of ETFs, but they also give sector research, independent sector research from extremely excellent researchers. So let's click on that to see what's available there. Now, you may want to get involved in looking at what's happening in the stock market. Maybe you don't. You don't have to. But you may want to know why something is going up or down, why you should buy it. And I do believe that the things you own are things you should think should do well, and you kind of understand generally what's going on. For example, technology. Technology is going to be changing the world. It's going to go through periods of time where it does extraordinarily well, and sometimes it'll get way too high and start going down for a while. So you want to be in when it's outperforming. So here, for instance, is this research. If on that report or in the book, you click on that, it'll bring you to here. And down below here, they got research by sector. And let's take a look at the financials. So we have this research. I love this Ned Davis research. They come out with a report on the financials. And the thing I love about it is over here, they've got the positives and the negatives for the industry. So, you know, you go down the list, what's happening and so on and so forth, and why it might go down, and decide for yourself whether it makes sense. So that's a little handy thing that is on there, and it'll help you get to know the various industry groups better. And there's only a few industry groups, 11, and they come in and out of favor, and you'll own them, the ones you think are reasonable from time to time, and I think that'll do very well for you. So that's how to monitor your investments very easily and conveniently.